Alright, today we're going to be changing out the wheel bearing on a 2009 Smart 4.2 Passion. So first things first, obviously you're going to have this plastic piece that's right here, that's on the car, and then you're going to go ahead and jack it up. It's probably about 6 inches, and then there will be a little spot where the jack can go under, so you'll just jack it up from right there, and then you can support the car with the jack stand or put the tire right under the car. Jack stand point, good little spot. You can put it right here on this frame, so you put your jack stand right there. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna put the tire at the moment, so just try to make this job as fast as possible. So first thing, we're gonna take off the tire. It's gonna be 15 millimeters. If you haven't lifted up if you don't have an impact gun, you can just go ahead and leave the car on the wheel on the ground, and then just loosen up the bolts. Don't take them out all the way, just loosen, and then you can loosen them out once the car is up in the air. Next thing, what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna spray a little penetrating oil on this strut. We're going to be replacing the whole assembly, by the way. This is just going to make it easier, so once we're hammering this guy out, that the part will slide out easier. We just don't want it too hard. Just kind of just spray both sides so we have it all nice and soaking wet. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and loosen up the tie rod, outer tie rod bolt. That is a 17 millimeter. Just put your ratchet and just kind of tap on it. And at the bottom is, if the stud on the tie rod is spinning, then you want to go ahead and put your little Allen right there too as you're loosening it up. Okay, so I'm not going to take that off all the way. Next thing, I'm going to go ahead and hammer the knuckle so we can pop out this ball joint. So just give it one good whack. You might need to hit it a couple more times. We're just going to go ahead and leave this tie rod in there, so when we are trying to loosen the other bolts. Next thing, we're going to go ahead and take out our lower ball joint. That is going to be an 18 millimeter. Again, we're not going to take off the nut all the way. We're going to go ahead and hammer it. You're going to need a E16 inverted socket, and then you can go ahead and just move this cable, the wheel speed sensor cable, out the way. And we're just going to loosen up this guy. The other side is going to be a 16. That's where you're going to want to hold in the bolt. And then we're going to go ahead and loosen it. And then take off our wheel speed sensor. That's going to be an E10. You can just pull this guy right on out. Just a little twisting angle. Then we'll go ahead and take off our caliper bolts. Take off our caliper bolts. We're going to be using 18 millimeter for that one. And hang out your caliper on your coils. And now we're going to go ahead and remove the nut on the lower ball joint. And then the same thing for the tie rod. We'll go ahead and take off that nut. Unbolt the tie rod. And then get your pry bar. And then remove your lower ball joint away from the lower spindle. Okay, so now at this point we're going to go ahead and hammer the upper part of the spindle. I'm using a 2.5 pound hammer, the Thor's hammer, so which works perfect. We're going to go ahead and take off the disc, the rotor, and I'm going to be using the T30. So here's our new part. Got it straight from Smart Dealership. So I'm just using the OE factory specs. Keep it as that. I think the part was around $266. If you know a different method to take this out, or a cheaper place to source this part out, just to help save my customer a couple extra dollars, comment below and let me know on that. So now it's time for the install. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and clean our strut area. No. And then you're going to clean your spindle area. And then you can either use penetrating oil again and spray that right here on the shock so you can have it lubricated. I'm going to be using wheel bearing grease, high temp. So I'm just going to go ahead and just put this right here in that area. And you don't have to do this, but it'll make your life a lot easier, so you'll thank me later. So now we started the initial hammering process. So now, before you get all the way right there, you kind of want to make sure you that this fin goes in between the shock. So we'll just kind of tap on it. Or we can probably spin it. We'll just go ahead and spin it like that. And that's about centered. Now double check, make sure nothing is close to it, kinking. Hi. Alright, now that we got that in, we can go ahead and put our bolt. So we're going to lower our lower control arm. Guide in the lower ball joint.
Yeah.
You want ice cream?
Yeah.
Ice cream?
Yeah.
Okay, so I had to use a T or a what was it, T40 to lock this lower ball joint because it's spinning too much. So get that one all tightened up. Then we'll go ahead and put in our tie rod. Then I'm going to be using a T30 to lock this one. So then we're going to go ahead and put our wheel speed sensor right back in. We're going to go ahead and clean it from any debris.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Papa.
Yeah? Oh, you got ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah. Whoa. Papa.
Now if your clip fell back down, you can just go ahead and push that right back in there. And then we'll go ahead and connect the wheel speed sensor wire to the connector. And then now it's time to put on our rotor.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa. Good. Good.
You have everything completed right now. Now the best time to do, what to do right now is to check to make sure that the dust shield is not against the rotor.
Whoa.
So you want to push that kind of back. If you do see it against the rotor, you can just push away from the rotor.
Don't go home.
Chris.
Yeah. Now we're going to go ahead and put on our rotor. Go ahead and lower the vehicle. Alright, so if this video helped you out, comment below, hit the like button, and if you want to see from more of us, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and you'll see more videos from the future, right? Say cheese! Say cheese! Thanks for watching.